What's going on, beautiful people? It is the Obscurist Tourist here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I have been here for about, I'm losing track of days. I think this is my 8th day here. Absolutely way too long to ever be in Las Vegas as a tourist. I feel like my soul is gone, but I think I might find my soul back here in this place. This castle-looking place is actually a hotel called the Excalibur, and I'm pretty stoked because I just checked in. Looks pretty ridiculous. So without further ado, let's say you and I, we get medieval. Let's go. Just look at how wild this place is. Now, I'm sure a lot of people seeing this think this is kitschy, and to be fair, you're not wrong. It's insanely kitschy, but there is something quite fun about this place as well, and embracing the medieval aspect of this whole entire hotel/resort. Near the bottom end of the Vegas Strip and almost directly across from McCarran International Airport, the Excalibur would nowadays be considered one of the worst hotels in Vegas. And after I show you around, you might understand why, but also consider that the Excalibur is also one of the oldest hotels on the Vegas Strip. Built in 1990, this hotel was cutting edge, impressive, and extremely ambitious. It was also the largest hotel in the world when it opened, believe it or not, offering over 4,000 rooms and covering over 70 acres. But things change fast in Las Vegas, and 33 years is actually a very, very long time for a place to stay the same. Despite whatever nostalgia you may have toward the Excalibur, there is absolutely no denying that this hotel is run down and way past its prime. It's a dinosaur. Now, let me just brush the negativity aside, however, because I have never stayed in a medieval castle-themed hotel before, and a hotel named after King Arthur's mythical Excalibur sword has just gotta be cool, right? A myth upon a myth, really. So it's a Monday here in Vegas, and this hotel, like most others on the Strip, is all but empty. Like I said, I have been in Sin City for over a week, so the respite from people is actually a pretty welcome treat, and it also gives me an unobstructed view of the hotel grounds and casino as a whole. I believe a room for the night, what I paid, was about $29. That's USD. That is pretty typical for an older hotel on the Strip here in Vegas on a weekday, seeing as the mass exodus here begins on Sunday. Add in another $50 for the usual resort fee, and you're looking at around $79 USD total for a night at Excalibur, which, if I'm totally honest, might actually be a little high for this particular hotel. But hey, I'll try anything once. I can imagine that this place must have been absolutely amazing back in the day, 33 years ago. Can you imagine? It's totally devoid of people right now, so I think that kind of skews my view on this place. I'm sure the atmosphere when it's full of people changes every single aspect about this place. But for now, this place just feels kind of sad. And I shouldn't be sad inside a medieval castle, should I? Or is that how castles actually felt back in the day? I can tell you, I don't feel anything like royalty walking around here. I actually feel more like a commoner. And perhaps that's the inside joke of this place. Who knows? So one interesting observation I have, and listen, I have only been here for under an hour, and that is I've witnessed 2 people being kicked out of this hotel already. One was arrested, and the other was just simply had security escort him out of here. Pretty sketchy, pretty suspect already, less than an hour in. And I notice that when I'm in hotels, there are usually 2 kinds of security. One kind will protect you, the guest. They're simply there to make sure that you're safe, make sure that you are secure. And the other security that you'll find at a lot of places, well, some of the less cheaper places, is security that is to keep the riffraff out and to kick the riffraff out. And Excalibur here, from what I've noticed, is full of the latter security. They're here to simply keep this place at bay, keep the riffraff at bay. So, I don't know, suspect, but I kind of like it in a weird way. I like to live dangerously. Now, it might be a foregone conclusion, but I think the last place I'd ever have a buffet in Vegas is at Excalibur. Well, that or Circus Circus, which surprisingly originally owned Excalibur when it first opened. Thunder from Down Under, anyone? Just a random 6-pack out here in the halls. Again, this was here last night, and it's still here about 12 hours later. Again, this hotel is massive, and I can't imagine the size of the staff it takes to keep this place running, but 12 hours is a little much. I really love the little shield room number signs on the doors. So cool. So let me show you around the room I got for the night, because this is where you really notice the age of this place and the wear and tear of tons of people and families coming in and out of this place over a 33-year span. A little grungy, a little grimy, and that's putting it lightly. I actually tried to look at the windows, but the windows are all kinds of disgusting. I can't even imagine that these have been externally washed in 20 years, which, considering the sheer size of this place, is not really too surprising. Still, disappointing, really. Dirty windows may not seem like much. I may seem like a little diva by pointing that out, but it doesn't help when the room itself is already grimy. Not an ideal situation. So here is another deal breaker for me, especially when you see your room for the first time. That right there is someone else's garbage, not mine. That is an obvious thing to clean. So if that isn't being removed before a new person moves into a hotel room, what else isn't being cleaned here? And this is interesting, funny, sad, creepy, weird, gross. I was awoken in the middle of the night to a gurgling sound coming from the bathroom. And when I awoke to investigate, I noticed sand was actually coming up through the bathroom sink, through the drain. I'm sorry, but that's absolutely wild, because I am up on the 19th floor. How the heck does sand come all the way up through the pipes and into my room? Crazy, and I'll be honest, super gross. I really hope you enjoyed my tour of Excalibur right here on the Las Vegas Strip. To be honest, it wasn't really my cup of tea. I expected it to be kitschy, and it was. It definitely was, but it might have been a little bit too dingy for me. I like dinge, but that might have exceeded my dinge level of acceptance. What can you do? You can't win them all. I like to stay in as many hotels and motels as possible. And listen, I live, I learn, I do the hard work so you don't have to. For now, it is the Obscurist Tourist saying so long, stay safe, stay beautiful, and until our next adventure. See you later.